what if the future of gaming isn't about better graphics or bigger worlds, but about something far more personal and creative? Stick with me, because I've got an idea for a game that could completely change how we think about building, crafting, and survival. Imagine a game where you can build anything, and I mean anything. No restrictive blueprints, no Snap 2 grid limitations, just pure, freeform creation. Want to build a bizarre, asymmetrical spaceship? A towering fortress that looks like a giant metal cactus? A fleet of dune buggies with way too many wheels? Go for it! The only limit is your imagination. But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just about building! It's a resource management game. You have to go out into the world, explore, and gather materials. You'll find wood, stone, metal, the usual stuff, but also things that are different. Things with personality. This is the core of the idea. Every single resource in this world has a unique essence, a personality that it passes on to whatever you build with it. You're not just choosing materials based on durability or weight. You're choosing them for their soul. Let's brainstorm a few. Picture this. You're exploring a deep, forgotten cave and you find a whispering stone. It hums with a low, constant vibration. If you build your base walls with it, the entire structure muffles sound, making it perfect for a stealthy hideout. It might even glow with a faint, ethereal light. Now, forge a sword from that same stone. What do you get? A completely silent weapon. It might not be the most powerful, but for a sneak attack, it's priceless. Build a car with it, and you have a vehicle that moves with eerie quiet, making you almost impossible to detect. Or how about sunken wood? You dredge it up from the bottom of an ancient swamp, covered in barnacles and smelling of ozone. Build a house with it, and it becomes naturally resistant to water damage. Maybe even generating a corrosive aura that melts the armor of anything that attacks it. What about a power generator made from this wood? It might not produce a lot of power instantly, but it could act like a massive organic battery, storing incredible amounts of energy for when you need it most. And a ship. A ship built from sunken wood would have a natural buoyancy, cutting through turbulent waters with ease. Maybe it could even dive underwater for short periods. Let's get more aggressive? Imagine discovering a vein of obsidian of the Forgotten Forge. This volcanic glass still pulses with the latent heat of its creation. Craft a weapon from it, and you have a blade that's not just raised, but also inflicts a continuous burn on your enemies, glowing with a faint, angry red light. Use it to build a vehicle, and you've got a speed demon. The engines would roar. It would be incredibly fast, but it would also overheat. You'd have to constantly manage its temperature, making every high-speed chase a thrilling risk. A power generator from this obsidian. Insanely powerful and efficient, but always on the verge of a catastrophic meltdown if you don't build a sophisticated cooling system around it. This system would completely transform how you play. Gathering resources wouldn't be a chore anymore. It would become a strategic hunt. You wouldn't just be looking for iron. You'd be searching for that specific star-twisted metal you heard was in the meteor crater, because you want to build a ship that can bend space and time for a split second. The question becomes, do I want a quiet, hidden base, or a loud, aggressive fortress that screams defiance? Your answer lies in the resources you choose to collect. And this ties directly back into the free-form building. Your creative choices suddenly have a real, tangible purpose. You might build the main walls of your armory with that silent whispering stone to keep it hidden, but use the fiery obsidian of the Forgotten Forge for the blast doors and automated turrets. You're not just designing for looks! You're designing for function, for strategy, for survival. Think about the stories that would emerge from this. Imagine spending weeks hunting down rare resources to build your masterpiece. A ship made from a combination of gravity-defying crystals and self-repairing organic wood. You use it to zip around enemy fleets, dodging their attacks and stealing their cargo before they can even react. That ship isn't just a generic tier 5 inches vessel. It's your ship. Its story is unique, defined by the materials you found and the way you put them together. Every single creation, from the tiniest dagger to the most massive, would have its own history, its own personality. You'd see another player's base and immediately know what kind of resources they used, what kind of challenges they faced to get them. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, does a game like this already exist? And that's a great question. The short answer is no, not exactly. We've seen bits and pieces of this idea in different games. We have amazing free-form building in games like Minecraft or we have deep crafting with material properties in games like No Man's Sky or even older titles like Star Wars Galaxies, and resource management is a staple of the survival genre. But no single game has brought all of these elements together in this specific way. No game gives you this level of creative freedom, ties it to a resource system this deep, and then infuses it all with this concept of personality. It's the combination of these three things that makes the idea so special. This, to me, is the future. It's a move away from just following instructions and towards genuine player expression. A game where your creativity and your strategic choices are one and the same. It's about giving players the tools to not just play a story, but to build their own piece by unique piece. Every server, every player, every single creation would tell a different tale. What do you think? Is this a game you'd want to play? What kind of weird and wonderful resources with unique personalities can you imagine? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your ideas. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this little thought experiment, consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more. I'll see you in the next one.